Welcome to Wonderland Sweden. My name's Rebecca and I create educational tools with the help of my XTools P2 and Creative Space. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe to my channel. Okay, let's begin.
Special request from another laserer that has an F1 and is learning how to cut things. So this is applicable for any laser really. So what I'm thinking of doing is how to cut out letters. So the problem with cutting out letters is obviously we don't want all of the letter to fall out. So as you can see with the hello, if you're going to have, say that was going to be cut out as well, then you would have the H would be fine, the E would be fine, the L would be fine, and then the O would end up just being a big hole. So you wouldn't actually have this bit left, unless obviously you were making a base and then you could glue it on. But yeah, so basically the O would fall out, the whole of it, and you would lose the middle piece. So just looking at different ways that you can do it. You could like edit the letters individually. There are texts, like stencil texts that are available. I don't actually know any. I should have maybe done some research. Not sure if they work. Yeah, so basically that is the principle that you want to go for, is to have a hole in the middle. So basically you could have one, but you want to make it stronger. So if we group those two, don't really need to, but yeah, and put that in the middle, horizontal align center. So we imagine that as being the equivalent of that thickness. So you still want it to look like an O, otherwise it might end up looking like a U or something. But we can just subtract it like that. So now it won't fall through, so this will be solid. It depends on your material, so it has to be wide enough here so it doesn't fall through. What other letters do we have? A. So A is just the same. Obviously some capitals are different than the small letters, but A, yeah, so you work out where do you want it. So it's going to fall out here, so this is all going to just be one big triangle. I wonder how that stencil looks with the A. Let's see what their A looks like, where they do the gap. They do it there and there, so they do two, so they do one there and one there. So we could try and get that the same width as the letter. I think that's a good idea. I think the ones I've seen have been in the middle there like that. So again, horizontal line center, just as long as it's overlapping here and overlapping there, and you can minus it. Do you know what we can do? We can make a copy of that because it disappears afterwards. So we might want to use it again if we want to keep it the same width. So we'll have to subtract, and let's see. Okay, so that would actually work. And it doesn't look like an A, doesn't it, kind of? If you wanted to do it along the line of the A, like parallel, we could do that as well. I don't have any sort of way to know if I've got my caps lock on or not. So how do we get that angle? My computer doesn't like rotating. I can have that like that. They are parallel, aren't they? Of course it moved. Oh, okay. Let's have a look. Let's zoom in. That's not bad, is it? Okay, so we're going to have a problem if we do it actually on this line. We're going to have a problem. So I think we have to move it just to the right of it, there, like that. Let's see how close we can get it. Should we try it there? Do you think it'll work? It might complain. So it's just the same principle. So you can see it's gone through there, gone through there. It might mess up on the left. We can just go and undo. Yeah. So we just need to move that to the right a bit. Is it still staying the same angle? Okay, so when it was doing that, what it was if you just highlight the A and you send it to the front, bring forward, then you're going to have that problem. Okay, that it takes away the wrong bit. So click on the A and then we can go on arrange and then we send to the back. So send backwards would just be like one step. Send back is all the way back, so there's no question if it's going to be wrong or not. So fingers crossed it should work. There you go, you've got that. Looks a bit rubbish with the line actually. Maybe we can see if it will work a bit closer. It's not very hard to edit the notes on that, is it really? Just delete those two. There you go. For once it's easy. Yeah, so imagine that. You couldn't even edit notes like 6 months ago. Well, maybe a little bit more than 6 months ago. Yeah, so there's two different ways that you can do the A. Now it's gone. So spacebar, if you want to move it, best trick there is spacebar. And my thing is completely messed up. It's because I've got it on what do you call it? Yeah, so if you've lost your work like me, so you just go in here and then just put fit to height and it'll come back up. Or any of the other ones. Oh, 8,000. Well, that was high. Oh, I thought it only went up to 5,000. But you can't even tell where the letters are. Wow, that's detailed. Whoa, it's even more than 8,000. Okay, so yeah, so that's how we did the A. So you have to make sure that you bring it. Which one was it? Forwards or backwards? I can't remember. Should try it again. Let's see, I did in the notes. It was arrange. Yeah, send to the back. So you want the letter to send to the back, and the little thingy obviously forwards. That was a little bit better. Yeah, what the letters are there? O, we've done. A, we've done. Oh, I'm going to have to go through all the letters. B. Oh, that was V. Almost B. It's next to each other on the keyboard, honest. Yeah, so B. So obviously it would cut out that. So that would just be one big B. And now I've just deleted my little rectangle thing. So yeah, so like when you're doing stuff like this, if you have got like more than one letter, then just make the rectangle and then just make a copy and then don't touch that copy. So let's imagine we need the B. Imagine we've got the right width. Shall we see if it'll work without the moving it to the back? Oh, it did. It's just hit and miss sometimes. That's so cool. I wonder what the stencil looks like. Yeah. Okay, should almost do like A, B, C. D wouldn't work, so you D, E. E doesn't need to be like that. There's just like, yeah, anything that has basically a hole in the middle. J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q. So Q they've done like that. R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Yeah, so with the Swedish letters, if you wanted to know how I do it with the Swedish letters, I actually do, because let's take this one as an example. The Swedish letters is Ä, and Å, and Ö. So Å is actually a circle. I'm just trying to think, do I want a circle? Yeah, I do want a circle. So we could do I forget it's an inner offset now. Is that really 2mm? Okay, so say we've got our little, how did that get to be 3? Because there's an outer one as well. Okay, I'll wake up tonight. So imagine, okay, that's way too big. Oh, it wasn't a circle from the beginning. That's funny. Yeah, anyway, whatever. So basically we have Å, which is this. And now I've got rid of my lovely rectangle again. So I'm going to have to do a new one. So basically what I would do would be this. I wouldn't want it to fall out. So I would connect it. So I would make sure that all that was centered. Center, center, center. So it's not going across the second. I'm going to see if I can zoom in. No, I can't. Let's try it with my fingers. Oh, there you go. Okay, so you have to make sure it's not crossing over this line. Or you can just deselect that line. But if you select this line, and this line, okay, they're not lines. But then if you add, unite, so you want to add them all together. And then you've got your Å. And then I didn't do what I just said that you're supposed to do. So this isn't connected, so this looks way too big. So what we could do is just change it to 14. And you can see it's not in the middle. It's a bit tricky with centering things like that in the circle now. So yeah, just be wary of that. So with Å, that's Å, still way too big. Or send this and send this, that's Swedish as well. And then there is let's say 15 offset 2. Okay, oh, it's tiny. I hate it when you realize afterwards that you've done it wrong. The computer says no. Yeah, so we're just going to center that. Align center. So if I was going to do this, and basically what it is that. So I would group that. I would make another one. And then what I would do would be I would align them vertically in some way. You can do a vertical align center, you can do a line top or a line bottom. Look at that, they were perfect anyway. So I can see now that they're too far apart. We could do like some little groovy antennae on the top here and have this centered. But yeah, we could do that actually. Let's do that. Okay, so that's grouped and that's grouped. So what we need to do is think, okay, is the proportion of that, and that okay? No, we want to move them a bit closer to each other, but they're not in the middle. So this and this we would group. It says it's grouped, but it's not. Just ignore that because only two of them are grouped. Did you see that? Because only that and that's grouped. This is a bit flawed sometimes because it can be grouped and ungrouped, and yeah, like this says it's neither or. Yeah, so we have that. So they're on the same height, and we have this. And let's see if we horizontal align center, so you can see that shifted a little bit to the right. Then we have our magic rectangles again. What we need to do is we need to make sure that they're mirrored, don't we? So if we think that the width is okay, but we need the length a little bit longer, we can sort the length out in a minute. Let me just think. What I was gonna do was make it in the right place and then mirror it, like make it in the right angle and mirror it. We might have to work it out a little bit better though. We could just go through the top of the corner there of the A and have that as a guide, like that. As you can see, that is going through there, so that's no good because it's going to cut it. We can just check that that's off. And like go like this, go like that. Right, so that's perfect. So what we need is select this one and we want to reflect it horizontally. So basically it's just going to make another one antennae for the other side. Oh, I forgot to make a copy, of course I did. Yeah, so reflect horizontally. So basically what we could do is just have that so it goes through the center as well. And if you want them even, then obviously they would meet in the middle there. Right, so what do we want to do? If we do that and add that now, it might mess up. Let me just check. Yeah, so basically because it's all grouped, that's the problem with grouping sometimes, is that sometimes you have to ungroup everything. So we ungroup it, otherwise we'll lose the inner circle. So we want to have that, and we want to add that, to add that, to add that, to add that, and to add that. Is it clear what's selected? Kind of is. Yeah. Okay, and then we're uniting. This is gonna work. That is one call. Nay, yeah, no, air. Oh my god, I don't even know my Swedish letters. Okay, my computer doesn't wanna. Oh well. Yeah. Do you know what we could do? Just do. No, that's not what I meant to do. We can just write an air. I'll show you what an air is supposed to look like. Air and or, and then there's as well. Oh, why was the small? Oh, there. Okay. Oh, it's too late. It's 10:30 at night and it's bedtime. Yeah. So basically, just making sure that they're parallel is important, and that's in the middle. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. So making sure that you don't have letters fall through when you cut them out. So anything that's got a circle, you basically just need to open it up, and you just basically need to think about your material. So if it is like the thin cheap plywood or whatever, then you might have to do like 2 holes like this to make it a bit thicker. This one I can see now it's got 2 notes that need deleting. Yeah, perfect. Worked really well actually. Cool. Yeah, so basically you just don't want those to fall off. Or for like a kiddie's puzzle or anything, otherwise they're just A's, aren't they? Cool. Happy with that.